A year ago, I made a video where I just bought this tractor non-working and got the engine running, but that engine was in severe need of a rebuild. It burned a bunch of oil and, it's nearly 40 years old probably, so yeah, it was time for some work on it. But my father-in-law had this engine. It's a Robin Subaru, and I put it on here, and it was actually a pretty straightforward swap, so a whole lot quieter and doesn't burn oil. So now that I got it up and going, just today actually, I'm gonna go ahead and cultivate. There's that little corn patch, and as you can see, it has got a ton of grass coming up. And here's our garden. Way too much green in our garden right now. Well, I tried using my wireless earbuds for the microphone on this video, and it just did not work out. So I'm going to voice over this section and play you some music. Also, the camera's jerky because I used a camera app and didn't turn on video stabilization, so hope it doesn't bother you guys too much. Who knew a pontoon would make such a good playpen? Well, I ran out of gas, so I went and got some gas and I was putting it in. And as I was putting gas in, all of a sudden I hear something running. And I thought the gas must be running out the bottom. I look down and I see transmission fluid, which is what you use for hydraulic fluid on this one. And I knew the hoses were, getting close to being shot. You can see all the coating is off of those. But I really needed to get to cultivating this year and hoping I could work on this next winter. Just things that you can expect to happen, I guess, if you're driving 40-year-old equipment. Well, it's an hour later. This hydraulic hose wasn't bad. It was like $26 at a little Mennonite place about 15 minutes away. But this, I had to get type F hydraulic fluid, and I didn't want to drive 45 minutes to town, so I got it at our local country auto parts. And I got 6 quarts, and it cost me $70. So that was a blow in the gut. And this hydraulic hose, actually a high pressure, and what was on it was low pressure, but that should be just fine. It is sprinkling, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this on and hopefully beat the rain. Well, I hooked up this one end to this tank and fastened this tank all the way down. Then went to hook up the other end, and it's 1.5 inches too short. So I had taken the broken piece in, and I don't know, did the guy just make it too short and not double check? I had to move this tank a little bit forward, so I don't know, did I stretch the other one? I don't know. Maybe that's why it failed. Alright, I'm back. Thankfully for me, it was their fault. Super nice guys, so I'm not mad at them. It's still frustrating. I'm at 2 hours now since the line blew in the first place. So all this line is doing is going from that tank to that filter. And yeah, that needs to be pressure washed. So I'll put it in one more time. Alright, I got it together. I can still use one more quart of transmission fluid. It's got a reservoir. It uses type F transmission fluid for the transmission and for the hydraulics for the lift arms. So it's good enough for now. It's just the more you have, the cooler it stays. It has threatened to rain. It sprinkled off and on, but it looks like I'm gonna beat the rain. So I'm gonna get to it and get this wiped out. Well, we got her done and beat the rain. It's just sprinkling a little bit right now, so I don't know if it'll do anything this time or not. But all in all, I'd say this test went pretty good. Well, it's a little bit more than a test run. Even with that line breaking, seems like everything else is working pretty good. Now, would I give 2 grand? I mean, 2 grand. Yeah, I got about 2 grand in this tractor. But they make them again. They've made them for the last 10 years or so. This is a 80s model. And the new tractors are like 20 grand. I would not give 20 grand for this tractor, but I'd sure give 2 grand for it. Well, if not a lot more corn germinates, it's going to be a very sorry corn crop this year. I don't know what the deal is. If it's just a lot of it hasn't come up yet, or if I just planted so early that the seed kind of just too cool and the seed went bad. I don't know. But I'll give it another week or 2 and see if a bunch more will come up, because I see places where there's brand new little corn coming up. Who knows, maybe I'll just leave it and cultivate it and call it a good enough corn crop. But thanks for watching, and God bless.